Hi there guys, welcome back to another video where I go through last month's earnings and share with you how profitable or not profitable working with Deliveroo, Uber, Just Eat, etc. has been for me. So over the month of September, as you'll see in a minute, it's like somebody pressed the button and turned food delivery back on. It's been much better last month, but we will get into that later. What I'm going to let you know now is basically how I'll go through the video. So what we'll do first is go through what I've earned on each platform, add it all up to a total, and then afterwards we'll go through all the expenses associated with being a delivery driver, tick it all off to give myself a profit at the end of it, hopefully. Well, of course there will be profit. I'm not going to run at a loss for the month, hopefully. And then we'll work out what my hourly rate was before and after expenses. Here's a breakdown of what I've made on each platform. There'll be a few things that if you've seen any of the previous months that are massive changes that you might see. The first one is Deliveroo has made a big return for me. It's gone from being absolutely awful over the last sort of 3 to 4 months to last month being much better. Nearly £1,200 of revenue. I'm very happy with that. Amazon Flex is the other one that you might notice. That's gone down to 0, and that is purely, unfortunately, because of the fact that now the kids gone back to school. I'm having to do the school runs again, and the flex blocks that I like to do from Morrison's just don't really fit in very well with having to do school runs. If I maybe manage to get 11:30 till 1 on a quiet day, I might choose to do it, but lately it's not really been quiet enough to take the risk of a flex block taking me miles out of the city and then not being able to get a job to come back. So yeah, Amazon Flex has gone from about £400 last month, I think it was, down to 0. Also the contract has stayed about the same. I'm still doing them here and there. Another big one is Uber has gone up to £651 and 51p. That's quite a big jump from last month. It was about 300 quid. Normally, I'm not doing very much on Uber, but they seem to have brought in this new thing where if they know the area is surging with a lot of orders compared to the amount of drivers, they seem to be paying £7 a delivery. But it's very random £7 delivery. Like sometimes it's £7 and you're just going down the road. Sometimes it's £7 and they want you to go quite a long distance and you think, well, really that should be paying more than £7 anyway. But anyway, picked up quite a few of the little £7 jobs where I've just gone down the road. I've been very happy with those. Just Eat is still sort of a bit of a dying platform for me. Still like per order. I'll show you in a minute what their per order values are. I think they're probably still the highest. So yeah, let's dive into how the platforms did one by one. So here are my stats for Deliveroo, supplied by Rodeo. As you can see, it's £6 and 6p per order, which I'm pretty happy with. I generally try to make sure my orders average out at above £5 per order. I feel like if I'm falling back down towards £4 or even under £4, I know it's a pretty rubbish day. And when I start doing like less than £4, I know that really I'm skating around minimum wage. So stats for Uber. Just to let you know, I do reject quite a lot of jobs on Uber. Probably, well, Deliveroo and Uber, over 100 jobs a day easily, because they're just not worth my time. Normally it's like the shorter trips that are really, they should tailor to just give to bicycles, because when you're in a car, a shorter journey really isn't that profitable. I don't think really cars are better over a long distance for me. But you can see where the £7 per order thing is coming in here, because it's earnings per order is £6.39. The last food delivery app is Just Eat. As I thought, it's got the highest per order value, £7.17. But that just goes to show you, man, over a whole month, all I've done is 67 orders. And I was looking back through like the last couple of months of Stuart and the first couple of months of Just Eat when they took over the area, and I was doing about £1,200 to £1,500 per month on Just Eat. So it just shows you that either there's been a massive drop off in orders with Just Eat or a massive increase in drivers. I think it's a little bit of both, but it's a bit of a shame because they obviously are paying the most per order. Also, a bit of a factor is probably that I don't generally go to McDonald's, and 40% of Just Eat's orders are McDonald's based. But for me in Exeter, There's 2 McDonald's at the moment. The one at the high street in town, basically there's always traffic wardens there. For me, it's just too much of a risk to get a ticket and then try and get out of the ticket. It's a whole rigmarole. Rather not get into it. And the other one, which is out of town, it's very unreliable time-wise, and it's very difficult to get to as well. Like, always tons of traffic around that McDonald's. So don't generally deal with McDonald's, and I think that's another big reason why my Just Eat has gone from 1,500 a month down to just under 5. So we got some question marks up there at the moment. We don't know how much I've earned, but let's take those away and see what we get to. So I've done 171 and a quarter hours this month. This month I've actually recorded all my hours really well, so it gives me a really good idea. Most months I'm just sort of guessing, but this month, after every shift I've written down, today I've done like 8 hours, blah blah blah. So yeah, that for my 171 hours I had £2,746.28 before expenses, bringing my pounds per hour before expenses at £16.04. I'm a little bit disappointed with that, to be honest with you. I thought it would be a bit higher, because there's been some days where it's been raining and really terrible weather that my pounds per hour has definitely been a lot higher than that. Must mean there's been some days that really dragged that pounds per hour down. Bit of a shame, really. So let's go over the old expenses. So unfortunately, of that £2,746.28, don't get to keep everything, unfortunately. So 2 main expenses to delivery driving is hire and reward insurance, which, if you don't know, if you're only just starting out, you need to have hire and reward insurance, not just normal social and domestic. And this is an extra £129.34 on my policy. So that's the first big expense. The other big expense is fuel. I've calculated this in my car based on 1,651 miles to be £174.73. Sorry. So that brings my expenses out to £304.07. I know a lot of people will say, what about your tyres? What about oil consumption? What about wear and tear on your car? What about this and that? It's very difficult to quantify how much you're spending on a per month basis on stuff like this, so I don't generally include that in the calculation, because it's just for a bit of fun, you know, and just to give people a general idea of how profitable things are. So yeah, expenses £304.07. So that brings my profit out to £2,442.21 for September. So that makes my pay per hour £14.26. Not the most amazing month, not as good as I thought it was. I thought it was much better. But when you break it down to the hourly rate, it's not amazing. Really, I want to be hitting over £15 an hour and more into like £16-17 an hour mark. But what do you guys reckon? Let me know down in the comments down below. Is this a good wage, do you think? Is it a bad wage? Don't forget, obviously there's people out there that are earning much more than me, but they are putting in a lot more hours. I've got 4 kids to work around, so yeah, I know there's one guy I know in particular that literally works from 7 a.m. till 11 p.m. every day, and then he goes on like 5 luxury holidays a year. But that's him. I can't be doing that, unfortunately. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, and also if you've got any questions regarding deliveries. I made loads of videos with different pieces of advice. Please pop your comments down below. If I've already made a video, I'll share it with you. If I haven't, then maybe I might make one for you, or at least give you an answer. Until next time, drive safe, have a lovely day. Cheers.